Good morning. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Let's be fair, there are 12 hours to go of the window. As of the time of this recording, there are 12 hours to go of the window. And Spurs need bombers, as the kids would say, or my man Sean Butler. Spurs need bombers. At the moment, we are woefully, painfully, dreadfully short on numbers. Dreadfully short, and we have got 12 hours left to address this problem. We need a left winger. We're hearing this morning that Dominic Solanke's injury could be worse than first thought. If that is the case, then we need a striker as well, because Tottenham Hotspur cannot, and I repeat, cannot go in for a number of months with Richarlison and Matisse Tell as our only striker options. That is awfully painful, awfully short from the football club. That would scream of incompetence. Now, we're at that stage where what I say now might be shit upon in 12 hours. It might be. For example, I was just talking to Perchy and we said, if Spurs have got anything about us today, you go and get Wissa, you whack down the money that Brentford want, and you go and get Lookman. You get yourself a striker and a left winger, and you rescue this transfer window. Because right now, it looks very, very short. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool won the league title and have just gone and spent close on to £500 million padding out their squad. Two new strikers, a playmaker to when they already had Soboslai. You know, it's mad. And Tottenham are sitting here with, James Maddison has been replaced by Xavi Simons. Son hasn't been replaced yet. Shocking. And yes, you've brought in a right winger and a DM. That's decent. It's good. It's a good start. But this is where we should have been at 2 months ago. 2 months ago, we should be sitting here with a DM, a playmaker, and a right winger. And we should be sitting there with 2 months to go saying, right, what are we buying? How are we going to buy the rest of what we need? But we didn't. We didn't, did we? What we've actually done is gone, oh, let's leave it until 3-4 days to go to get Xavi Simons. And now we're scrambling around on deadline day. Look, I hope to make a video in 12 hours where I'm saying, wow, Spurs have pulled this out the bag. That's how I want to start my video. Spurs have pulled it out the bag, and here are two bombers. That's how I want to start my video. Spurs don't give me that confidence, and I need to see that. Now, that's me. That's only me personally as a fan. I need to see that as a football club, that we have got the capability. I need to see that all of this waiting around wasn't in vain. Because if we really are going to get to the end of the window and say that Takai at 5 million, who is unknown, plus 3 players, is what we've managed to do in a 92-day transfer window, then Spurs should be utterly ashamed of their transfer business. Now, there is still time, a small window of time, but right now, I expect the Spurs transfer team to be making phone calls left, right, and centre. I expect in the next hour or two to get Lookman. Here we go. Have Spurs got that in the bank? I don't know. Is the Dominic Solanke injury as bad as some thought, or not as bad as others thought? And what I mean by that is at the weekend, there were lots of rumours, weren't there, when Solanke was left out of the squad, that this was going to be an injury that kept him out for 2 to 3 months. Lots of people said no. And then Thomas Frank came out and said, no, I think it should just be a couple of weeks. He'll be back after the international window. But I'm going to say it. Am I the only one that's not that bothered? Like, I don't think Solanke's that good. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Spurs have bought Richie and Solanke for just under 115, 110 million in the last 3 years. Neither of them are needle movers. Neither of them are great. Neither of them create their own goals. Neither of them are consistent. Neither of them have had great careers. I think Richarlison's best ever return in a Premier League season is 13. Solanke's had one season in his career at the top flight where he got 19 and everyone got a little bit hyped about him. But let's be brutally honest, both of them, I think Solanke is 27, 28 in September, which is from what, today? From this month, he's 28. And Richarlison is 28 as well. When you look at that, how has a club like Tottenham Hotspur gone from Kane, Defoe's, Canute's, Klinsmann's, Berbatov's, Keane's, I could keep going, How have we gone from that to these two? How have we gone from wingers like Ginola and Waddle, Aaron Lennon even, Ginola? How have we gone from those wingers, Gareth Bale, to Tell and Odebert? Someone needs to have a word with this recruitment team because this is seriously worrying at this stage. Now, as I said, I truly hope I'm wrong. And I truly hope that in 12 hours' time, Tottenham have done the business that they need to do. Right now, you're seeing Liverpool, Mark Guehi and Isak are going to come in on transfer deadline day. We've seen Zagrova. He's gone to, Zagrova has gone to Juventus, another good player we could have done with. Players are moving everywhere. And yet Spurs don't seem to be moving quick. It seems to always be one at a time as well. One at a time. At the moment, when people say to me, why do I group us in with the Newcastles and the Villas rather than the Arsenals, the Cities, the Chelseas, the Liverpools? Well, we don't move like those clubs. We move like the Newcastles and like the Villas, scrambling around on the last day of the window for footballers. Hey, it is what it is. As I said, I hope I'm wrong. Tottenham, for me, could have a wonderful window. We could have a wonderful window. Bring in Lookman and Wissa right now. Lookman, Wissa and Akanji on transfer deadline day. What a wonderful window. If we don't, it's been a painfully average window. And again, a lot of people only look at the incomings. What about the outgoings? None of the deadwood has gone. Tottenham have only managed to shift Son. I wouldn't call Son deadwood. I think he needed to go. But that's not deadwood. In 92 days, we've not been able to move on Basuma. We've not been able to. We've given Ben Davies a new contract. We've not been able to move on Scarlett yet. Odegaard and Tell are still here. Solomon is still here. Brian Hill is still here at the moment. We haven't been able to do anything outgoing other than Son and Keeley. So when people talk to me about, oh, I'd give this a 9 out of 10 for signings, it's not just about signings. It's about squad building. It's about ambition. It's about removing deadwood, freeing up wages. Tottenham have managed to do none of it. Now, listen, I'm going to go and try and enjoy my day on holiday. By try, I mean I'm going to. But just remember this. Spurs have had 92 days. And if they don't pull it out the bag in this last 12 hours, heads need to roll. Lang needs to lose his job. Paratici needs to very much be questioned if he's a consultant. I don't know what he's done. And Levy, Enoch, Vinay, Charrington, whoever, really need to give their head a wobble. 12 hours to go. I'll have a video later. Let's see what happens. Take care, everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs.